problem 3.3a. If you remember, about 2 weeks ago we started with this, where we identified the accounts that might need to be adjusted. Then we went through and we made the adjustments and we reflected them in the T accounts, which are representative of the ledger pages. Now we're taking those balances. All we're doing is taking these balances and we're transferring them to an adjusted trial balance. So we're taking the balance in cash of $34,000 and follow through with your ledger accounts for yourself, and I'll go through and write them down. Our accounts receivable, $7,500. Our teaching supplies, after we recognized using up 5,200 of them, is $2,800. Our prepaid insurance is down to $9,600. Our prepaid rent is completely used up. Our professional library is still worth $35,000, but we have accumulated depreciation on the professional library of $17,200. Okay. Our equipment is still worth $80,000. But our accumulated depreciation for equipment is now up to $28,200. Our accounts payable has remained at $26,000. Our salaries payable is $400. Remember, we recognized there's 2 days for 2 people. Our unearned training fees are down to $7,500. Our common stock has not changed. It's still $10,000. The red numbers indicate credits. That's the only... I'm just doing that for clarity. You wouldn't do that in reality. Our retained earnings is $80,000. Our dividends remains $50,000. Our fees earned has been increased because we've earned some of those unearned fees. It's now $131,400. Our training fees earned are up to $45,000. Our depreciation expense for the professional library, we're now recognizing that expense of $7,200. Our depreciation expense on the equipment is $13,200. Our salaries expense is the $50,000 plus the $400 we're recognizing for the last couple of days. Our insurance expense is $2,400. Our rent expense is $36,000. Because remember, we used up all of our prepaid rent. Our teaching supply expense is the $5,200 that we recognized. Remember, we had $8,000. We now have $28,000. The $52,000 we used up. Our advertising expense remains unchanged at $6,000. And our utilities expense is $6,400. Now, just like I reminded and asked you to do in Chapter 2, add up both columns. Don't add one and just copy. When you add up the credit column in red you come up with $345,700. When you add up the debit column in black, you come up with $345,700. You now have a completed adjusted trial balance. And it'll look just like that. Now, from the adjusted trial balance is where we will do all of our financial statements. Financial statements are made from an adjusted trial balance. So we're going to take these numbers and we're going to create an income statement first, then a statement of owner's equity, and then a balance sheet. Order counts. Remember, there's a difference between ready, aim, fire, and ready, fire, aim. So first we're going to do the income statement, then the statement of owner's equity, and then the balance sheet in that order. And that's where we're going to go next.